Hello YouTube! Today I'm going to be talking about tips for auditions. I have an audition coming up for Elephant's Graveyard. It is through my school. It's a very obscure play, but it's quite interesting. It's about the only lynching of an elephant that ever happened. Moving on, I have a few auditions tips for you guys. Number one, make sure you do not strain your voice leading up to the audition. I always end up getting a sore throat from over practicing because I tend to be a little bit of a perfectionist whenever it comes to memorizing monologues or getting songs perfect. However, if you do find yourself in a situation like me, you guys can probably hear that my voice is a little bit strained compared to normal. The first thing you really want to do is make sure you keep drinking water. Make sure that you keep your throat hydrated so it can heal, and tea with honey and lemon is a really good combination. The lemon helps strip any sort of gunky stuff from your throat, and the honey soothes it. Tip number 2 for auditions. If the director says you don't have to memorize a monologue, you should memorize the monologue. Doing this will show that you have the want and the need and the dedication to actually be a part of the show, and it kind of gives you brownie points because it already gives you a step up, and you don't want to be the one who doesn't memorize it, especially when you have this notification ahead of time. Thirdly is when you are memorizing a monologue or a song, make sure you practice the end of the monologue just as many times as the beginning of the monologue. This may sound kind of stupid and silly because you're like, oh, yeah, I do that already. Well, you don't. Most actors tend to start at the beginning and then they try to memorize the first one, and then they try to memorize the first and second paragraph, and then the first, second, and third. What you want to do is memorize the first, say it over and over again until you can say it the whole way through, then memorize the second, say it over and over again until you memorize it the whole way through, and then do the third and memorize it the whole way through, and then put it together, because then you have a more consistent knowledge of all different parts. And if you do get stuck and they say the next word to make you remember, it'll help because you will remember, oh, this is the second, this is the third, and you won't get stuck in the middle of a paragraph. Okay, number 4, do your research on the play or musical. Know what you're doing, know the character that you're playing, and know what's going on, because if you don't, you kind of might end up looking like an idiot. Also, as I said earlier, it kind of shows initiative if you kind of know what's going on already. The director worries less about you doing your research on time because it proves to them that you're dedicated. My last tip of advice is, if you're nervous, don't be. Don't be upset that you're nervous. Don't work yourself into a panic. Don't cry. Gee, I wonder who might have cried during their first audition. Totally not me. Okay, I cried during my first audition. I got so nervous. But that's not the point. Just stay calm. You know it. Don't let your anxiety get to you. Don't let stage fright get to you, because you can do it. And do the part like this is your only chance to be this character. Because if you put 100% of effort into your audition, it shows. And you actually show that you're acting and that you have at least somewhat of an idea of the character that you're acting as. And if the director sees that in you, chances are you're a lot more likely to get it and get the part, or any part in the show, because you're showing that you're dedicated and you know what you're doing. Alright, that's all for now. I will see you guys later, and have a good school year, have good auditions, yada yada yada. and hopefully I should be posting some more video vlogs over this weekend because it's a super long weekend for me. Alright, if this is your first time watching some of my videos, don't forget to like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And there's going to be more videos your way.